and then after it happened, I was like, wait, oh my God, that was the baby. Like, that was definitely the baby. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm officially 17 weeks pregnant, so that means that this video is my 15 to 16 week pregnancy update. It's already time for another pregnancy update, so if you want to find out the latest changes in my pregnancy, then just keep watching. I thought I'd try things a little differently today. I'm a little more zoomed in than normal, I think, because my lighting's just been all messed up lately, and I wanted to try something different and see if this helps. I also have a very bold lip color on that I'm not quite sure about. I think I like it. Anyways, like I said, today is my 15 to 16 week pregnancy update. I'm officially 17 weeks, and I'm almost halfway there. Time is not slowing down yet, and I thought I was supposed to. I'm almost halfway there, so 15 to 16 weeks, we did have some changes. So just like always, I'll start with talking a little bit about the size of the baby. So I use the Bump app for all of my updates. Week 15, the baby was about the size of an orange at 4 inches and 2.5 ounces. And then in week 16, the baby was about the size of an avocado at 4.61 inches and 3.5 ounces. So it gained a whole ounce from week 15 to 16 and gained a little bit more than half of an inch. So baby is definitely growing. As of week 16, it says that baby's listening to your voice, growing hair, lashes, and eyebrows, and that you might start feeling some sensations. We'll talk about that soon. And yep, so that's basically the gist of the size of the baby, week 15 and 16. So let's talk about symptoms. I am very excited to say a few things. First, I'm excited to say that I'm definitely feeling that second trimester honeymoon period. Not that I haven't enjoyed being pregnant my whole time. I feel like these updates make it seem like I'm not enjoying pregnancy because I'm only talking about the symptoms, which tend to be negative, but that's because I just want to tell you guys the symptoms. So I've definitely enjoyed my pregnancy throughout, but there's definitely weeks that were more difficult than others where it wasn't necessarily the most fun thing to be experiencing. Whereas now, my nausea is pretty much gone. I had a random spell of nausea yesterday, but like I've had days now where I haven't been nauseous at all, which is awesome because for weeks and weeks and weeks I was nauseous at least one point during the day, if not the entire day. So I've had days with zero nausea and I'm feeling much better in that regard. My constipation, which we've also talked about being a pretty bad symptom, is also a lot better than the last few weeks. So I really feel like I'm experiencing that honeymoon period because I've been feeling really good and I've been feeling some exciting things happening that like make the experience even better. So first we'll talk about some of the lesser pleasant symptoms that have been happening. I mentioned last time that I've been feeling a lot of stretching and kind of achiness in my uterus area. That's still happening. It's definitely not gotten worse, but it's gotten to the point, or more so, I've grown to the point that certain positions and certain movements are uncomfortable now. Before, I could kind of go about my day doing everything the same way and like nothing was really uncomfortable, but now I'm feeling certain ways I bend over, certain ways I sit, certain ways I sleep. It's really uncomfortable and pushing on my uterus in a way that just doesn't feel good, especially sleeping. I like to sleep in a weird position where it's like on my side with one leg kind of pulled up to me, and I really can't sleep like that anymore without it being pretty uncomfortable. It's getting harder for me to bend over. This is very dangerous, and when I told Ben I do this, he was like, don't do that anymore. And I was like, I've been doing it my whole life. In the shower, I don't have like a step or anything. Like we just have a very basic shower, and I always have. So whenever I shave my legs, I would like put my leg up on the wall and shave my leg that way. And I really can't do that anymore. And I really shouldn't be doing that anymore now that I'm pregnant because it's kind of easy to fall. I've never fallen, but I can't do that anymore. It's very, very uncomfortable, and my leg just doesn't go that high anymore. So that's definitely been one change that I know is just gonna continue to get worse. Worse is like not the right word, but I'm going to be feeling more and more as I grow. Another symptom that I've been experiencing the past few weeks, and I've actually meant to mention in other updates, but I feel like it's definitely been like even more so the last few weeks, is moodiness. I've heard so many women talk about how they get super emotional when they're pregnant, they cry at the drop of the hat. I haven't had any of that. I'm really not a crier as it is, and I haven't noticed that like my hormones have been making me feel emotional, but my hormones have definitely been making me more moody and just annoyed of things. Little things annoy me. Thank God Ben is patient with me because I get annoyed of him a lot lately. Not of him, but like little things that are going on I get annoyed of. And just I'm overall just kind of grumpy. Not grumpy, but I just am definitely more moody. So hopefully that doesn't last forever because I'm not the nicest person to be around right now, I think, and I fully admit it. So another symptom that has been happening that I've talked about before, but I'm just now really realizing what it is I've been having Braxton Hicks contractions. So I have mentioned before, I think in the last update I said that these cramping contraction kind of things were coming back. I had experienced them really early in pregnancy and they were coming back, especially like if I got up too quickly or something, I would get like a cramp. I've come to realize that those are Braxton Hicks contractions because my uterus gets really tight and hard, like I can feel it from the outside when it happens, and they've started happening when I'm just sitting still. So it's not like movement induced, they're happening just because. And from what I've researched, that is a Braxton Hicks contraction. I'm not having them super frequently, so it's not like anything to worry about at this point. I'm definitely gonna still mention it to my midwife at my next appointment, but they're probably just happening maybe once, maybe twice a day. It's not super frequent, but it is happening, I'd say probably almost every day. I'll get at least one. And I had like one today actually that I realized it does happen more often if I am active. So like yesterday I was cleaning a lot and I kind of got crampy, and then today I was out running errands and my uterus, everything just felt super hard and just tight. And from what I've read online, it's like they say rest, put your feet up, and then drink water, and that can help like release the tightness, which is what I did, and it definitely helped. So Braxton Hicks, that's a thing. I'm having them. I'm probably gonna have them the rest of pregnancy. I'm sure they just get worse. So I'm having those. I feel like I'm like officially pregnant. Like I'm having these real pregnancy symptoms because the next one I've had is I can feel the baby. I can absolutely feel the baby. I think I started feeling him or her. I've been saying him, which probably means it's gonna wind up being her because I've been calling him him. I've been feeling them for I think like 5 days now. It happened pretty soon into my 16th week. I may have felt things before, but I never really registered it as the baby. But now that I realize what it is, I'm feeling them every day. So the first time I really figured out what it was funny because I felt this like tapping almost, but it kind of just felt like a stomach gurgle. Like I literally just subconsciously, I didn't even really pay attention to it. It just subconsciously was like, oh, stomach gurgle. And then it happened again in the exact same spot, like really quickly afterwards. And I still was just like, ah. And then after it happened, I was like, wait, oh my God, that was the baby. Like that was definitely the baby. It was not my stomach. It was too consistent in the same spot. Like it was definitely the baby. And since then I felt a lot of that like tapping. It honestly feels like sometimes the baby is rolling around inside of me, which I know it's not doing, but the sensation it gives is like a little roll. Sometimes it kind of feels like a twitch if any of you are waiting to feel it. Like if you've ever had one of those random body twitches where a part of your body just like pulsates. I don't know. I'm sure people have had them. I've had them. It kind of feels like that, but like on the inside. I never really had like that tickling, wings fluttering kind of feeling they say that you have in the beginning. And I may have, but I didn't realize it. But now like I'm having like full on movements. And this might sound crazy, but I can feel some of the stronger movements from the outside. No doubt about it. Like I'll put my hand there and I can feel it on the outside. I haven't had Ben be able to feel it yet because it's never consistent enough. It's not all the movements I can feel on the outside, but like the really strong ones, there'll be a strong one here or there that I can feel. So he hasn't been able to feel them yet, but hopefully that'll just keep happening more often and he can. But it's crazy. Like all of a sudden I feel, it literally just happened right now, and it's still like, I'll be sitting there and I still sometimes, I'm not used to it yet, and I'll be like, oh, like it just happens, and it's like kind of a weird feeling, because that's something I've never felt before, but it is definitely the baby. So that has been so exciting because I just get to feel him or her every day and just know that they're in there wiggling around, and I know soon enough I'm gonna be like, stop moving, baby, because you're in my ribs and I'm trying to sleep. But for now, it's been really, really fun to feel the baby. And it's funny because the day that I felt him, I always want to say him, first, I had been sitting there earlier that morning like, I know I'm supposed to maybe start feeling things this week, like just waiting, like looking at my belly, like when am I gonna feel something? When am I gonna feel something? I wanna feel something. And then later that day, I did, which is pretty cool. So that was really the big moment of this pregnancy update, is feeling the baby. I feel like that's a huge milestone. So I think that that's everything for this update. My next update will be weeks 17 and 18. So when that goes up, oh my gosh, I think, hold on. Let me check my calendar. I have it logged in here. Like I said I was gonna do a content calendar, I have it. Yes, okay. So the day that my 17 and 18 week update goes up is the day we find out the gender. So 2 weeks from the day you're watching this, we are finding out the gender. So exciting. So I think this is the end of the video. Stay tuned to the very end, I'll show you my bump. I do not think I've had that much growth in the last 2 weeks. I had that like huge growth spurt in the last video I showed you guys. My bump was like really big. I haven't had a ton of growth like that. I feel like every few weeks I have like a big one. I feel like I look pretty much the same, but stay tuned to the end, I'll show you that. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! I just realized in my last video, I said I was gonna stop wearing black in my pregnancy videos because it's harder to see the bump. I'm wearing black, so oh well. I feel like my bump is very pointed at the front. Like, it's definitely starting to round out at the top, but I think most of my bump is lower and it's like a little bit pointy, and I don't really know why. There it is, there's the baby, little baby bump. Here it is from the front. I forgot to mention, I think I have mentioned this before, my belly button has definitely gotten like flatter, like it's going to pop out. This is aftermath of don't get your belly button pierced when you're a teenager. You won't keep it, I promise. Here's the bump. See, it's very pointed. A little rounder from this side. I don't know how that makes sense. There we go. So that means that this is my, I always have to think about it. Oh shoot. Why is it so hard to remember 2 numbers back? What am I trying to say? I'm trying not to say definitely again. My hair was straight today. And then I went out in the rain. It's actually raining for once in California, and now my hair is not straight. So what can you do?